The biggest question that you have to ask yourself going to this film, I know this is what everybody was thinking. Everybody was thinking this. Is Keke Palmer gonna mess it up? Welcome to Cine here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray, and today we are reviewing Nope, directed by Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. This film is about OJ and Emerald Haywood trying to capture footage of a UFO that they have seen in the sky. And that is really all that we got from the trailer. The trailer didn't give you too much of the story other than a plot. A lot of people think that trailers ruin the movies. Trailers do ruin movies, but this is not one of those movies. The trailer did not ruin the experience, and did not ruin what you have in store in Jordan Peele's third installment. The biggest question that you have to ask yourself going to this film, I know this is what everybody was thinking. Everybody was thinking this. Is Keke Palmer gonna mess it up? Everybody was thinking that. Everybody was thinking, when they seen the casting of Keke Palmer, everybody already started to feel like, ooh, I don't know about this. Jordan Peele, you've been doing well. I don't know if you want to associate yourself with an actress that is not currently living up to her potential. Because I did really believe that Keke Palmer was going to be something special in her younger years, back when she's putting on films like Aquila and the Bee, so on and so forth. So I really have big expectations for her, big shoes to fill, and she have not quite filled those shoes. But in this film, she actually did a decent job. She did a way better job than I expected. And she wasn't the highlight of the film, but she wasn't what made the film bad. And I think that is probably a big win for her. I know she might not feel like that, but to me, just showing people that you can be in a movie that everybody expect to be so good and actually hold your own, I think is amazing. Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya actually did a really good job of seeming like they were siblings. Since they were playing siblings in the movie, they really did seem like two people that were brothers and sisters. Not only from a directorial standpoint, but also from an actor standpoint, you could tell that they did everything right in order to make this movie seem as real as possible. And I feel like anytime you're dealing with a horror movie, anytime you're dealing with a suspense or a thriller, you have to make the people believe that they are in the situations that they are in. And I found myself believing in doing or would do or think I would do some of the things that they did in this movie. And I love the realism in my horror movies when it comes to characters actually making logical decisions or decisions that fit their persona in the movie. This film is considered a science fiction horror movie. That's what it's considered. It's considered a science fiction horror movie. Jordan Peele currently right now is known as a horror director. But this movie, in my opinion, toes the line of not really being horror. Does it have all of the horror elements that you expect in a horror movie? Yes. Does the trailer give off the fact that it looks like it's going to be a horror movie? Yes. But I really think that he toes the line so much of it kind of being almost like a not such a horror movie, kind of almost on the thriller side of it, that is really close to not being a horror movie. There is enough there to give it that classification of a horror movie, but as someone that just seen it and someone I think everybody should actually see this movie, it does toe the line to where it had moments, but I really wasn't scared, or I didn't feel like he was trying to scare me in most of the scenes in this movie. Again, there are scenes in which he invokes those emotions. And he does a good job of paying those off. But it doesn't feel like a horror movie. It doesn't feel like this, like Us. Like Us was probably his most horror movie out of his 3 installments. And this is probably on the lighter end. Maybe even kind of this and Get Out is about the same when it comes to that level of horror. Now, the pacing in this movie was great. It had that horror movie pacing, right? It had the start off of a little bit of payoff of what made it come, and then you kind of get a build up and a build up and a build up until you actually get to see the climax of this movie. And I think that each of the phases of the movie, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, all did well in giving you the exact payoff that he was looking to give you in this film. Daniel Kaluuya and Jordan Peele at this point, I know it's still early. Calm down before I say these names. Don't jump down me. I get it. But they are developing that Scorsese and that Robert De Niro kind of relationship. They have also spoke on that. So it's not like something I'm just saying. They have spoke on it, and you can also see it. And I love to see a black director and a black actor get together and have those kind of relationships that we see all the time in Hollywood. They're not the only two that's doing it. Michael B. Jordan, Ron Coogler is also doing it. Spike Lee did it as well. So there has been black directors that have paired up with black actors, great black actors, and I'm loving to seeing the pair of Daniel Kaluuya and Jordan Peele. They do a great job together. Both of their films, I know it's only two, but Us and Nope were two really good films. Since I am speaking so highly of Jordan Peele, let me also go a little bit further. Let me just go a little bit further, because one thing that I can say that Jordan Peele is, he is a master at his craft. He is a master at his craft. Every scene in each of his movies all had a purpose. None of the scenes are in his movies are just in there for fluff. None of the scenes in his movie are just in there without purpose. Every scene leads to something. Every scene has a payoff. Every scene leads a breadcrumb. Every breadcrumb, for the most part, that needs to get picked up and analyzed, it does. And he does a great job at really painting that picture through his cinematography and his directing. He does not get enough credit for being able to put a movie together as good as he did and does. And this movie is just another one of those great instances of him being great at what he does. He's a master of his craft. Now the next question is he the best at his craft? The next question is he the best horror director of all time? I'm not saying that. I don't even know if I would call him a horror director at this point. Like, I really want to give him like a thriller director, which there's no such thing, but I'm making it up now. He's a thriller director because most of his movies, like I said, toe the line of being a thriller more than it does a horror movie more often than not. Daniel Kaluuya is really showing that he can be a leading man in Hollywood, and that is important. You do not see enough black actors getting the opportunity to lead movies, and they should. And Daniel Kaluuya is one of the reasons why they should, because he is killing it. He's been doing such a good job in the movies that he has led in, and also in the movies that he has co-starred in. And he is paving his way through Hollywood, and I cannot wait to see what else he has in store in his career. Continue to do what you're doing, brother. You are definitely one of the best young black actors in the game, and also one of the best young actors in the game, period. With all that being said, I probably will have to give the movie Nope an 8.5. I do believe that Jordan Peele is putting on a clinic of how to make thriller/horror movies. I think he's putting on a clinic, and I cannot wait to see what he has in store. And if he ever dips outside of this thriller horror genre, oh man, I would love to see what else he can do in these spaces, because he is phenomenal. And Daniel Kaluuya has to also get applauded as well. They both are doing great work. Why didn't I give this movie a higher grade? I know that might be the question, because I only said mostly positive things about it. But anytime you get into that non-territory, in my opinion, it's a feeling. It's not just about what you do on the big screen. It's about how I feel after I leave the theater, because in my opinion, what a lot of reviewers leave out of their reviews is how they feel. Because at the end of the day, this is considered art, right? So it's an opinionated thing. It's not like we have a criterion which we can just rate it at, and it's just that. Because everybody has their own criteria. Everybody has their own feeling. So feeling and enjoyment have to be involved when you are rating movies, in my opinion. And how I feel about this movie is that it's not a 9 or higher, but that it is a really, really, really good film. Maybe what could have made it that next level, maybe could have been other elements that I didn't get, because he kind of kept it in this one lane. I'm not mad at that. The lane was perfect and it worked well in this movie. But to me, if you want to reach that upper echelon, you got to just get me outside of these 1 or 2 or 3 feelings. I got to get to the 4th and 5th feeling, Thank you for watching my review of Nope. I really do appreciate it. And if you like what I do, if you like what I'm doing, please make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Because not only do I want to hear what you got to say, but I also want to know if you like what I did or not. So let me know by putting it in the comments, and let me know if I did well by hitting that like button. I definitely will appreciate it. And don't forget, you seen it here.